Hi, welcome to Grounded. Today I want to share a verse of mine that I really love. It's become a favorite of mine for a couple reasons, but one is that God just really gave it to me when I needed it the most. But before I tell you what my verse is, I just want to give you a little backstory to it. So a little over a year ago, my husband Matt and I were part of a rooted group, and we were finishing up our group at our last session together. We were actually out at a campground, and we were spending some time together eating and praying and just enjoying one another's company. And one of our last things that we were to do was to go out into the campground by ourselves, find a quiet place to sit, to pray, and just to get quiet and to listen to God and see if He laid a specific word on our hearts. So we all went out. I found a beautiful place under a tree and sat down and tried to quiet my mind, quiet my heart, and I heard nothing. So I thought, okay, that's all right. I'm not hearing a word right now, but I was actually going through a really heavy time in life. There were just some hard things I was dealing with. My heart was just heavy and hurting, and one of those things that was one of the hardest was that my brother was literally living his last days after fighting just a really, really tough battle with cancer. And it was just a really hard time. And so I thought, well, I'm not getting a word from you, Lord, so I'm just going to spend some time in prayer because I need it. So I just started going over all these things that were heavy on my heart. And as I was doing that, the word trust came to mind. And I thought, oh, Lord, is that my word? Is that it? So right here is the book that I actually had, and I wrote down trust. I'm like, okay, Lord, that's a great word. I do need to remember to trust you. And then the next thought, He gave me this old hymn, Trust and Obey. Maybe you're familiar with it. It says, trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey. I thought, okay, I love that, God. Thank you. I haven't thought of that hymn for so long. And I'm hearing that word, seeing a pattern going on here. Okay, this is so good, thank you. And then He went on to give me a verse, and that was Proverbs 3:5 that says, trust the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. That's what I needed to hear, because I was trying so hard to lean on my own understanding, and I was not understanding. I was not understanding what was happening right then. I was not understanding why things were happening the way they were. My heart was so heavy, and God was telling me, stop doing that and trust me. I love that verse. I love the idea that this awesome God of ours has the time and the love for me, that He listens and He knows what I'm going through and knows what I need and when I need it. And that was awesome. And I do just love that verse. But God knows me so well that He knows that I'm kind of a slow learner. I need to hear things more than once oftentimes. I don't figure things out quite as quickly as everybody else. So did you notice that He gave me that word 3 times and in 3 different ways? He gave me it as a word. He gave it to me in an old hymn. He gave it to me in that Bible verse because He knows that's what I need. But He wasn't quite finished there. A couple days later, I had started reading a new book, looking for a bookmark, reached my hand into my drawer where I just keep them, and I literally just pulled out the first one that my fingers touched. And wouldn't you know, as I looked down on it, and you might not be able to see this, but there's the word trust cut into this bookmark. And I thought, wow, Lord, that's amazing. You just gave me that word, you gave me that verse, and now here you are just solidifying all of that by helping me find this bookmark. But then I noticed there was more writing on it, and I looked, and wouldn't you know, it says this: trust the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. Wow, God is so amazing, isn't He? And He certainly is a God that we can trust. I hope you have a great day.